please welcome to the stage Miss Charity Jones, everybody.
Thank you. I'm Charity Jones. I've heard you laughing a lot, so I'd like for you to now lower your expectations. No, do we have any divorced single moms in the house? Woo! Yeah, so I have a friend that's recently divorced, and she asked me the other day, she was like, Charity, how do you do all these things alone? You're so independent. And I was like, what are you talking about? Do what alone? And she was like, well, you go everywhere, you travel. You know, I've never even been to a bar by myself. And I was like, girl, we have a lot of work to do on you. And I told her, I was like, I don't ever go anywhere alone. I just go places. And if I end up alone, I just make friends when I get there. I've never went anywhere alone. So that's kind of what my story is based on. Be independent, do all the things. One time I went to Vegas. I went to a Snoop concert alone. And that's not my main story, so don't get too excited. That's for another time. That's for you to tell Ryan to bring me back. But no, I go in the Snoop concert, and I don't know if you know this, but rappers show up really late. They don't have watches that work. So Snoop comes in at like 1 a.m. I'm there till 4, and I'm way too old for this. But anyway, I go out and sit down to have a drink at the bar, and it's not because I need one more drink. It's because my feet hurt too bad to continue walking to my hotel. So I have to sit in the casino and have a bar for a minute. I sit down next to this guy, and I'm looking at him real funny, like, does anybody else see this? And he's trying to chat with me, and I'm like, are you serious? Really? And the bartender's looking at him the whole time. The bartender's like, man. And he's like, that bartender keeps making funny faces at me. And I looked at him, and I said, that's because you have cocaine all over your face. And he did. It was all over his face. I told the bartender, I was like, hey, throw him the bar towel. So he throws him the towel, has to wipe his face off. The funny part of that story is, after I talked to the guy for a while, he was like, where are you from? I said, Arkansas. And he said, with your accent, I thought you were going to be a total idiot when you first sat down. And I looked at him and I said, you know what? I thought the same about you. So this one time, I had a free weekend. And, you just have to plan things to do. I've been all over the place by myself, not alone, but, I traveled by myself. And the beach, not that great. You lay in there by yourself, and you're, like, feeling fat in your swimsuit, and you're drinking alone. I mean, it gets depressing by day 2. So, anyway, but you have to plan events. You have to plan a concert or a festival or something to go to. You can't just sit in the beach feeling fat by yourself. So my kids are gone one weekend. I have a babysitter, Don't have anything going on. And in my hometown, we have an amphitheater that's, probably 10 whatever years old. I've seen Santana, I've seen Boston, I've seen all the, Steve Miller Band, all the cool old people shows. And, so we get our first rapper. We're going to have a rapper come, right? This is a big thing. Well, I don't know who he is, so I have to Google it. But I decide I'm going to go see Travis Scott. I don't know if anybody knows who Travis Scott is. I didn't, but I knew that I'd heard this song on the radio, and I thought, well, it'll be fun. Maybe a little diversity, a little culture, So I go ahead and I get my ticket. Nobody else wants to go with me, but that's okay. Doesn't stop me. Maybe should have. And so I decide, I should probably go VIP because I don't want to be sitting out there alone, and I could at least sit in the VIP lounge and have a drink, maybe mingle, meet somebody, say hey, pretend like I have friends here. And I get to the VIP lounge, no one there. And I'm like, okay, all the drinks for me. Bartenders are like, need anything else? And I was like, well, you can go ahead and pour the next one if you want. So I'm having fun in the VIP lounge, independently is what I like to say. And I go out and I start to mingle. Concert starts, we're getting some grooving on, got some beat. And I'm VIP, so I'm right in front of the stage. And so there's not very many people in the pit right in front of the stage. I'm like, okay, well, I've got my area. I've got it like quarantined off for my dance spot, and I dance like this in big circles. so it's all mine. No one can interfere. I'm like, I'm grooving, I'm moving. Don't step in my area. This is my bubble. So I have all this room, right? And I became part of the stage. I think I heard someone whisper, "Is she part of the show?" Yes, she is. Oh, and I forgot to tell you what I wore to the show. I spent extra time on my outfit. I had on my sexy hot white pants, capris. And I went and bought some special shoes for the occasion, some chunky white Tommies, trimmed in gold. You know, I wore extra bling. I made sure I was like really blinged out so I fit in. And it didn't seem to help really, but they did think I was part of the show, so maybe it did. Anyway, okay, so I'm having a great time. I'm part of the show. I'm front stage. I have my whole area. And all of a sudden, you might have heard of this before, Travis Scott says, "Fuck security! Fill the pit!" And I'm like, no! No! Do not fill the pit! This is my area! My area! I'm twerking here. I'm twerking. Don't interrupt my independence. Yeah, well, they did. They did not listen. So anyway, the amp, oh, I told you where it was. The concert venue at the front of the pit, you know, it's like a horseshoe or whatever. Horseshoe's probably not right, but it's rounded at the back. And there's only 2 exits up by the stage, right? So you're all in this pit. You can only get out at the front of the stage over here and over here. Not a good idea. So the back of it's lined with these security guards that are like 17. And yeah, so Travis Scott's like, "Fill the pit!" And I'm like, "No!" And I turn around and I can see the wave. They're all coming. They're climbing over each other. It's like a tsunami, for real. It like really happened. And so here they all come. And I grabbed the 2 security guards and I was like, "We have to go. We have to go now." And they were like, "I'm sorry, ma'am, we have to secure the area." And I was like, "You are going to die. You're gonna die. Turn around." And so they turn around and they were like, "Oh my God, we're gonna die." And I was like, "Mommy will save you. Come on." And so I tell them, link my arms. So we do, we link arms and I'm like, "No child left behind. Don't let go. And don't let them step on my Tommies." And we do. So we run through and there are people everywhere. They're just flowing over. They just don't stop. They've taken all my bubble. There's no twerk space left. And so, anyway, you know, I've got the 2 teenage boys. We make it out safely. We don't leave anyone behind. And so I'm like, well, I guess I'll go to the back of the concert now, you know, now that everybody's taken my spot. And so I'm in the back. I'm still having fun. I make me a new private independent area in the grass. I'm bebopping, grooving. And I go back to the bar, get me another drink. And I told that bartender, I was like, "You know, I've gotten drinks all around this concert. There's not a line anywhere. This is the first time I have never stood in line for like half the show." Do you know what that man said to me? "Well, I'm sorry, ma'am, but I think you're the only one over 21 that's here." Yes, he did. And I looked around and I was like, "Oh, shit. Oh, no." Anyway, so I hang out for a little while. I mean, you know, I've already spent all this money and new Tommies and my sexy white pants, and I've twerked in public, and so we might as well just finish it out, you know. I'm not a quitter, so. So I go to the back, you know. I've already been embarrassed by the bartender. He didn't get a tip, but I did get 2 drinks. And so it's time to go, you know, finish the concert. I'm out there waiting. I go out to the sidewalk and I'm waiting. And these 2 girls are standing here. And I was like, "Oh my God, y'all are hot." Like, I am straight and I have kids. It's okay. I'm not a creep. But you are so hot. Like, does your mom know you wore that here? Now, mind you, the Me Too movement had not happened, so they didn't know that the pervs thing was real. Like, if they did, they would not have went out like that. I'm serious. They were dressed like Pretty Woman, like at 18. The thigh boots, there was baby flesh hanging out everywhere. I was like, oh my Lord, I'll keep you safe. I can't leave you here on the curb looking like this. It's a Hallmark movie waiting to happen. So I stay with them, and we're chatting it up, and they're like, so can we ask what the hell you're doing here? I'm like, well, I was part of the show. And so we're chatting it up, and we're waiting on Uber, and I'm like, oh, girls, you should not get in the car with a strange man looking like that either. I will pay for your Uber. We'll go. I'll drop you off at IHOP with all your friends. I did end up eating with all of them, but why stop now? But anyway, we're standing there talking. We're waiting on our Uber, and I was like, oh yeah. So do y'all smoke weed? And they were like, what? And I said, well, I have a blunt under my boob. And they were like, oh, Mom. I said, well, I was supposed to smoke it with all the rappers, but Travis Scott screwed it up. And so I'm like, you know what? We'll just smoke it. Let's smoke it right here. And they were like, we're not allowed to do that. And I was like, ladies, let me teach you a little lesson about white privilege. It's real. And at this moment, we're going to take advantage of it. Anyway, she's like, but look at all those policemen over there. And I look over, and there's tons. Suburbans, sedans, dogs. There's so many policemen. They're like going down this little road behind the concert venue. And I was like, yeah, look how busy they are. They already have a mission. We are not on their radar, and believe me, you are not safe to go to jail. They will not be taking you. We'll be fine. We're all three so hot that we won't go to jail, right? Because I have on my sexy white pants. Okay, so we do it. Well, it was kind of me, but I did it. So I lit the blunt, and I'm like, yes, we got this, girls, we got this. Mind you, we're on the sidewalk in front of the concert venue. Like, we're not behind a tree, So we're smoking. I'm passing it around. And all of a sudden in my periph, I was like, oh, shit, somebody's coming over here. Oh, shit. And I was like, girls, give Mom the blunt. Give Mom the blunt. So they take the blunt, and I look over, and he's got direct eye contact with me. He's like this. And he's marching. He's so intentful. He's like, I was like, oh, God, here he comes. I was like, girls, just act cool. I got this. So I'm like, oh, and I flicked the blunt. I'm like, oh. And it's thank God I smoked for so long because my flicker's real good. So it was gone. And he comes over and he's like, what are you doing? And I said, excuse me, officer, what do you mean? And he said, you can't smoke marijuana with children. And I said, well, they're 18. He didn't think that mattered. Yeah, and then he's like, and it's not legal yet. You can't smoke this in public. And I was like, well, if it makes you feel better, it's all we had. We can't smoke anymore now. So anyway, he's like, so what are y'all doing out here besides smoking weed in public? And I was like, well, we're waiting on an Uber because we're responsible. Because I'm drunk and 40 at a rap concert smoking weed on the sidewalk. But I'm not going to drink and drive. So I think that got me some points. So anyway, I'm like, and I'm going to take these lovely ladies and make sure they're safe and drop them off at IHOP with all their friends. Anyway, the Uber driver drives up, and thank God it was at that moment because he was like, y'all just get in the car. Just go home. I was like, oh, thank you. So we did it. We got in the car. Okay, so the next day, I'm waking up in bed, and I'm like, oh, God, I feel like shit. What happened last night? And, it's like warming up a car that's frosted over in the morning. It's like you got to lay there and, warm up the engine for a minute. You can't see yet. It's all fogged over. You're like, I just got to lay here a minute. And then you turn on the defrost, and you can kind of see some little pictures. You're piecing it together, you know? That was me. And I was like, oh, shit. I twerked in public. Oh, I think I bought some teenagers beer. And then I was like, oh, my God. I almost got arrested. Oh, geez, what a terrible role model I am. I'm a mother. What was I doing smoking with children? I'm feeling like just terrible about myself. I can't even get out of bed. You know, like I must lay here and think about this for 3 more hours. Anyway, so then I decided to get on my phone and check the news. So I log into Facebook. And I look at my Facebook, and there's an article. Travis Scott arrested for terroristic threatening. And I was like, oh, mess with charity. No. No, not really. But no, he was arrested for terroristic threatening. And there were 3 police officers trampled that night, and 3 or 4 fans that were taken to the hospital for being trampled because Mama didn't save them. I couldn't save them all. And then I thought, you know what? I don't have to feel bad about myself. I saved lives. I'm a freaking hero. Thank you so much. I'm Charity Jones.